The story of figurative literally. Does the popular use of literally make you sick? Or does it just annoy you, in which case it only figuratively makes you sick? The word literally goes back to the word for letter, the written symbols that make up a piece of writing. At first, if something was literal, it merely meant it had to do with letters. Then, in the field of theology, literal took on the meaning by the letter, or according to the text, which is to say, taking the words written as they are commonly understood, and not in their allegorical or symbolic senses. So literal was then not just about letters, but about straight, non-metaphorical meaning. In the 17th century, people started to use literally for a certain rhetorical effect, to emphasize or intensify what they wanted to say. To say, I must beg for my daily bread, sounds like you've got it pretty bad, but to say, I must literally beg for my daily bread, sounds like not only have you got it bad, but this state of affairs is outrageous and unexpected. It's like saying, I know this sounds like an exaggeration, but can you believe it? It's not. That way of upping the emotional stakes on what you wanted to express proved so useful that before you know it, it slipped over into situations where literally didn't mean literally at all. This change was well underway by the early 1800s. It was in good company with words like terrifically and frightfully, which could be used for things that weren't terrifying or frightening at all. You could even get away with calling something unbearable as you were actually bearing it. Like these other words, figurative literally continued on its way without anyone making much of a fuss about it for about 100 years, until the rise of the English Usage Guide. Books like Ambrose Bierce's Write It Right in 1909 and H.W. Fowler's Dictionary of Modern English Usage from 1926 decried the use of figurative literally in the strongest terms, and the attitudes of generations of editors and teachers were shaped by their advice. But their advice about other similar words never took hold. They scolded that phenomenal simply means perceivable through the senses, a phenomenon, and should never ever be used to mean amazing or surprising. So why now does phenomenally slide by while literally gets all the hate? Part of it is that literally is more frequent than phenomenally. And if you hear it a lot, you're likely to perceive it as a verbal tic and get annoyed. But most people don't even realize there was ever a complaint about phenomenally. And for a long time, despite the usage guides, most people hadn't heard about the literally complaint either. But the Internet, and the Internet's favorite literary form, the rant, has changed all that. Despite all the hate, no one is going to start substituting figuratively for literally because that would defeat the whole purpose of non-literal literally. To heighten, to intensify, to drive the point home and then some. Literally just happens to have more than one meaning. Just look around. You can perceive it with the senses. It's literally phenomenal.